Yes, Backrooms movie was good. If you want to get that question out of the way, yes, it was very good, and I really liked it. And if you are planning to watch it, I would recommend you watch it because it is actually a really good movie. So, spoiler warning, I'm going to start talking about parts in the movie that I liked, and that's it. I'm really just going to talk about the movie and give it my overall rating. So, this movie is about a person named Clark who is a manager at a shop where you can buy stuff, of course. And he is pretty unstable, you can say, because he has to go to therapy because his wife left him and kicked him out of his own house after he broke some glass. And I already think that makes his character pretty good, in my opinion. But anyways, while he's so whenever he's asleep, his TV shuts off, and then one of the lights downstairs starts flickering. So he goes in a temper tantrum and starts flickering with all the lights, and it causes the entire building to go and shut down. So when he's walking back upstairs, he sees like a crack in the wall, and then that crack, he decides to walk up to the wall, try to hear it. But while he's trying to hear it, he completely phases through the wall and just like no clips into the back rooms, you could say. Anyways, he does some exploring around in the back room he has just found. And in the center, whenever he first arrives, in front of him is like a bunch of furniture. And he does some exploring around, and he finds like this place with a camera. The camera is like just right here in the building. Well, in the area. And there's a vent, and there's also some stands of like humans. So yeah, that's also pretty cool. And then while he's in there, a monster then suddenly breaks one of the stands, and then he goes into the vent. He crawls into, he walks up a very steep staircase. Well, it's like a ramp, and there is a door, and you twist the doorknob. There's 3 doorknobs on it. You have to twist the top one, and then he opens it, and then he crawls through, and then he goes back into the real world. He then later on goes into therapy, and he goes back into therapy. He tells his therapist that, yo, I just found this crazy thing. He has like a blueprint of the entire place. He marked all of the locations that he found down. And the therapist, I forgot her name, by the way, so I'm just gonna call her the therapist. She didn't really believe him. And then when he leaves, he was like, you owe me a fucking apology whenever I get all the evidence. And then he then goes back with one of his coworkers, and then his coworker's girlfriend. They then go into the back rooms, and his coworker has a camera. He then gets tied to a rope, and then they bring him down to like the steep down place, and it's like there's a bunch of laundry all over the place, and there's like 4 rooms in there. One of those rooms has a monster in it, but he doesn't really see it. The rope is too short, so you can actually see it, but it does make some noise, and then he freaks out. He's like, oh shit, pull me back up. And then like he does get back up. It's just the monster then pulls on the rope whenever he couldn't get it off. It then sends all 3 of them down there, and Bobby, that was his name, he then dies. Why am I making the face whenever I said die, bro? That's crazy. But still, he didn't die. There's blood all over the place. There's like a blood trail, and there's like this door and like the front of the wall, and like the monster and his dead body go in that door. And then like the girl and Clark are all freaking the hell out, and then they both get separated by Clark going a different way, and he just like goes through a few doors, and then eventually he finds in this room where the other survivor, the girl, could see him, but he can't see it because there's just a wall in the way. But the girl has a mirror, so she can see him. And then while Clark is like asking, "You can see me? How do I like get to you? How do I get to you? Which way do you take?" The monster then sneaks up behind him. He grabs the camera, like probably inspecting it, and then everything goes to black, and then we don't know what happens after that. Then we get cut to the therapist, who is wondering what the fuck happened to Clark. He's missing. I'm pretty sure there's a missing poster for him. So the therapist then goes to a shop, trying to find out where Clark is. The shop is completely empty because it's a bad shop. Nobody shops there. And then while she's exploring, she goes into the basement, and there's the wall that you teleport into. It has like a big blue tape door around it. So yeah, you go in that blue tape. She goes into the room, into the back rooms, and then it also explores around until she eventually finds Clark. Well, this big wall thing, and then when she turns around, she sees a glimpse of Clark going into one of the doors, and then he's hiding from her. And then he's like, "Shh, you gotta be quiet, or else you'll call them all to you." And you're like, "What's going on?" And then Clark walks over, comforting her in a way, but then all of a sudden strangles and starts choking the life out of the therapist. When the therapist then wakes up, she's in a room with Clark and 3 disfigured guys, like unmorphed, like they're memories of something, but they're forgotten memories, so you don't really remember them, if you know what I mean. It's like a dog. It's like trying to explain to somebody what a dog looks like, but then you ask them, and then you tell them all about the dog, and then you just, if you watch the movie, you'll get it. But like, he's in a room saying like how unstable he is, how he thinks this is the only house where he thinks he belongs. This is the only place that really where he thinks he belongs. And then he opens up one of the disfigured guy's shirt that's also sitting down. He starts ripping out his like foam guts, and then puts it on the plate. And he's like, "You can eat them too." That's really funny, in my opinion. That was really funny. That was humorous. And then from here to the end, I feel like the dialogue could have been better, and the chase theme, because in my opinion, I liked it when it was more mysterious, like what Penguin Hero said. I'm not trying to be a clone of him, I swear. But I also just liked it when it was more mysterious than big chase. So like, while he's in there, he's giving his monologue. One of the entities just start suddenly screaming in the corner, going, "Ah! Help me!" He was like going like that, and then all of a sudden, the main villain of the show shows up. It's a big version of Clark. It's like a pirate version of Clark. It's Pirate Clark. It's like a big disfigured version of Clark, and Clark was just talking to it like, "Don't worry. She's telling us all these things that are probably correct about herself, and that we should just don't kill her." And then he picks up Clark and then eats him. He then kills Clark by eating him. The therapist is now the main character of the film now, and she freaks out, runs away. The big Clark chases her. She goes in a bunch of different rooms, and then eventually goes to the hotel in the back rooms. Well, a part of it. And she then goes in a hatch. Big Clark follows, and then the therapist breaks Big Clark's leg, and so he can only crawl around now. And then a bunch of spray goes off, and then a bunch of spray goes off. Oh, my friend just went online. But like a big spray goes off, and then the Big Clark pounces onto the therapist. The therapist then takes one of her rock and starts stabbing it into the god-forsaken, whatever that thing is, head, until it eventually gets off of her. And I'm pretty sure that's how she got killed. I mean, not the monster got killed, not her, because she survived the entire film. And she's then sprayed more by other humans who are wearing the famous backroom suits. And then eventually she's dragged into a room with the main doctor, who we've actually seen a few times in the film. He saw Clark in the cameras. They then have like a talk, and then like near the end, she's like, "Have you been there before?" And he was like, yeah, I'd be there every day. It's my job now. And yeah, that's pretty much how I would explain it. So yeah, I really liked it. It was a really good movie. It's just I feel like some of the parts at like the second scene of it could have been better, if you know what I mean. Because I feel like some of it was pretty rushed. Like yet again, they had a $10 million budget. That's pretty low for like a movie. Like with movies usually have like $400 million budgets. So yeah, they couldn't really do much, and also, but the OST was crazy good, especially the trailer song. I really liked that song. I don't know why they didn't use it in the actual film, but yeah, I really liked it, and my overall rating for it is going to be an 8.4 out of 10. I just accidentally broke my fucking arm. But yeah, 8.4 out of 10. That's my rating. Go see it if you haven't seen it yet, even though you should not have watched this because it contains spoilers. So I basically just spoiled the entire movie for you. Hope you're happy with yourself. Alright, bye.